I hope you have had a fabulous week so far. We're almost there. We're almost there if you are a Monday through Friday employee who looks forward to the weekends like I do. It's Friday Junior, as I like to say. Anyways, um, I just kind of had a question. It's been on my mind. What do you do when overwhelm seems unavoidable? So, if if you've caught some of my more recent lives, you have probably gathered that in one day last week I got a house and a horse, and that's fabulous. And I am so excited. My horse will be here he'll be home ish, as close to home gets, anyways, for now, on Tuesday. And then we'll be moving into our house in mid-July, most likely, early to mid-July. And those, while they're fabulous things, like super fabulous, actually, they are also things that take a lot of coordinating and um, time to pack and time to clean, and then also dedicating more time to being in the barn. Thank goodness for that. But all in all, it's overwhelming, like straight up. I'm just going to lay it all out there. To continue to go to work 40 hours a week, to continue to try and participate in keeping our house like functional at the bare minimum. And then, oh gosh, I kind of want to turn my camera around and show you what is over there, because it's a stack of boxes, things that we know we need to sell, things that we know we need to keep, boxes, packing material, things that are just sitting there waiting for attention. And insurance quotes, travel arrangements for the horse, living arrangements for the horse until we can move into our property. It's chaos. And I would be lying to you if I told you that it was not overwhelming, because it is. And I think this is an important thing to talk about and put it all out there, because when we get to a state of overwhelm, let me back up. And it's going to seem like I'm changing topics, but it's not. We're going to connect some dots. So what is trauma? I swear I'm not jumping all over the place. We need to connect this dot, because trauma is a word that we use to describe an experience that happens when our brains are overloaded. So I'm finding that overwhelm is directly related to trauma. And not just in my own life, but in the research that I've done. It's an overstimulation. It's too much at once. It doesn't have to be something that society feels is negative. It's not something that society perceives as negative all the time. So in this case of like, I'm getting all these really awesome good things, I'm still like right on the border of a trauma experience because it's overwhelming. So when we're dealing with things that are overwhelming, like in this case, okay, there's no way in hell anybody could ever talk me out of doing whatever it takes to get that horse home. And also, there's no way in hell I'm going to keep living where I'm living without making an effort to get out there and get in a house, okay? Even right now, with the market the way it is, it's been a really tough experience, which really just added to the overwhelm and the stress of finding a home. But I'm not going to give those things up. And if I'm not going to give those things up, and I'm not going to put one aside to wait for the other, then what's going to happen is overwhelm. Because I'm also not going to stop going to work 40 hours a week. I'm also not going to give up on the level of care that my dogs are receiving, especially for those of you that know Artie, especially Artie, because he's had a long journey, and we're going to fully recuperate him, get him 100% healthy and happy again. before I can back off from that. There's just so many things that I can't put down. So if there's so many things that I can't put down or I won't put down, it's more appropriate, then I need to have a plan. And this is a hard learned lesson because while a lot of you know, you've heard me talk about my adventure from outburst to peace, which is running or ran, we just wrapped it up in my heart-centered and intentional horsewoman Facebook group, which is linked in my bio if you want to check that out. But through that journey, it was all about moving away from outbursts of rage and connecting to a more peaceful life, which has been an amazing journey. I've learned so much. I've grown so much as a person, and I was happy to share the path. But I think what a lot of us run into when we're recovering rageaholics, and I say it like that because I don't connect with that at this point. I had a lot of rage issues, but I still don't connect with that term. So sorry. Anyway, sorry, not sorry. That being said, what I realize is that we often feel like we've made so much progress and we've grown so much, but then we have this huge setback, or we have a day where it's just a really bad day and we have outbursts of rage that come in all shapes and sizes. And when that happens, it's overwhelm. Overwhelm is one of my biggest rage triggers, okay? So I can get angry because of fear or hurt, but if I am overwhelmed, which triggers fear or the fear of hurt, watch out. And the cool thing is that I see it now. But when we can't avoid the overwhelm, we are walking the line of trauma and asking for a rage attack, basically. We're setting ourselves up to fail. And so what do we do? What do we do? What do I do? Because I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to set one thing down because I've got goals and I've got people and animals that count on me to show up every day. So what am I going to do so that I can stay balanced? Because that's what's key. Balance is key in everyday life and everything, but especially when it comes to walking that line of trauma and overwhelm and rage and all of that stuff. So this is what I got for you. First of all, walk away in the moment, okay? In the moment when you can feel that you're right there on the cusp of rage, walk away. That's when you need to put it down. You don't need to set something down to avoid overwhelm for the long term necessarily, but you absolutely need to be willing to walk away from it in the short term for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, however long it takes for you to cool down, get your head on straight, and come back to it. And then the other one is sleep. Sleep. Self-care really is at the top of this list. Self-care. Drink your water. Get your sleep. But sleep especially, because if I'm exhausted and overwhelmed, it's a really bad combo. Because exhausted and overwhelmed, the whole point here to realize is that when you're dealing with trauma or responses that could lead to trauma or situations that could lead to trauma because of overwhelm, your brain doesn't think the same way, okay? So when you're in a trauma situation, an overwhelm situation, part of your brain, the thinking part, the part you need to strategize, isn't functioning at 100%. So you're not functioning at 100%. That is the time to walk away. Also, if you get enough sleep, that's going to help. Anything you can do to encourage your brain function. Love me some of this. This is MindWise. And some of this is Nature Red. These are both fabulous for brain support. Those are things that I rely on to help keep me clear-headed and just healthy and feeling good in general. But anyways, water and sleep, those are all very important things when we're dealing with potential overwhelm. The other thing is to stay focused on why you're doing what you're doing and keep the end goal in mind. When you get to the point where you just can't take the overwhelm anymore, you've gone too far. And I expect you to do that because I do it still. I know that I'm pushing, and I should be taking a break. Eventually, I'm going to take that break. And it usually looks like, not talking to anybody for 24 to 48 hours. Don't talk to me. I'm going to sleep more than normal and I'm going to veg out on television. And y'all, it's okay to do that. it's just better to do it before you get to that point in smaller increments. So moving forward, this is something that I'm working on right now. A goal of mine is to schedule in downtime for myself into my week, because overwhelm is there. It's right there threatening me all the time. I'm not going to lie, especially when I get a call today and they're like, it's the mortgage company. Start shopping for your home insurance. Get comparison prices. Let us know what you want to do. By the way, here's all this that you have to do in these forms and those forms. And holy crap, I got so much other stuff on my plate. So, coming from someone who's walking the line every day at this point, please schedule time for yourself. Please take care of yourself. Drink your water, get your sleep, and schedule in some downtime. Because if you're not willing to walk away from any of the things that you're doing, I will never be a person to tell you to slow down, because I don't even slow myself down. But schedule in time for yourself, even if it's just sitting on the couch and vegging on Netflix, even if it's just taking time to read a book for yourself, even if it's going to get your hair done or your nails done, whatever. Schedule some kind of relaxation time for yourself. That's the best thing you can do. And you'll find, what I find, is that I get way better work done when I take that time. So those are my tips for you, because I'm walking that line right now, and I know that it's a tough one, and I know I'm not alone. I know I'm not the only one out there that's dealing with way more than one thing at a time. Especially right now in this day and age. I mean, just look outside your door, some of the problems that are going on out in the world, and that alone is enough to put some of us into overwhelm. So, anyways, that's my speech for tonight. Thanks for joining. Thanks for listening. I hope it was helpful to someone. I hope I didn't sound like I was just rambling on and on. I have a tendency to do that. Anyways, that's all for tonight. I will catch you tomorrow. Happy Friday, Junior. Have a great night. See you later.